If you've heard of Shaquille O'Neal and Dwight Howard, your jaw will drop to the ground after you hear about the 500-pound monster NBA players fear, Troy Jackson. Athletes need to fit our particular size, especially basketball players. But Troy Jackson, who was 6'10" and weighed about 500 pounds. When he was a senior at Hills East High School on Long Island, his performances were so outstanding that it caught the eye of Bill Hewley. The performance at Rucker Park impressed Bill so much that he enrolled at Wallace Community College in Selma, the same place Bill was a coach at. Despite his heavy stature, he was eager to play at a weight of 500 pounds. Not only did he play, but he also won all-region honors as a sophomore. Jackson said, "People wonder how I played at 500 plus pounds. But to me, it felt natural." With so much passion, he had already decided to dedicate his life to this strenuous sport. He was always into balling and dribbling, and his brother mentioned he would enjoy play even as a 10-year-old boy. At such a young age, he didn't take the game too seriously. He didn't have a care in the world as his brother, Mark Jackson, provided everything his little brother wanted. Because of his accomplishments in community college, he was offered a scholarship from the University of Louisville. However, the school demanded that he shed a few pounds to continue his education there. What could Jackson do? He obviously obliged the university's requests and made the right decision of slimming down. After he adhered to a very strict diet, he was at about 363 pounds. That's about 137 pounds that he lost. There have been many obese players in basketball before, so Troy isn't alone in this struggle. Perhaps a similar person to Troy right now is the infamous Shaquille O'Neal, who is also the most obese player in the NBA. Despite all the numerical, his coach actually said that he was in very good shape. It's true that he's very muscular, but he also has a lot more fat than the rest of his competitors. These problems have followed him throughout his career, but he would always succeed. Maybe if Troy had more time on this earth, he could have changed the whole game. Another out-of-shape NBA player is Eddie Curry. Just this offseason, he refused to attend the New York Knicks team workouts. Not just that, he also came in 25 pounds heavier and instantly injured himself by tweaking the hamstring. Things like that just become more and more regular when you're an athlete out of shape, because more fat just means your body has to put more energy into moving more swiftly, something Troy was known for doing. Unfortunately, Curry is now expected to miss a few weeks due to his injuries. In one instance, Curry sat on an exercise ball and it hilariously exploded, which tells a lot about his attitude towards his career. Even though Troy was a goofy man, he always took his game seriously. Because of Curry's carelessness, he's often deemed too out of shape to play or injured, causing his coach to say that this might just be his last season. His older brother, the charismatic Mark Jackson, is a professional basketball player and coach, and played for the Houston Rockets of the NBA. Troy was just happy to join the party his brother was already in. That's not all. They were very close buds too, and often talked on the phone. The late-night escalade might have lived a short life, but according to him, it was a life that he made for himself. Mark knew he wanted to play basketball ever since he was 8 years old. In fact, he even told his mom about his dreams. Since Mark was the older brother, he had some responsibility on him, which brought up discipline as well. But Troy? According to Marie, Troy's mother, he lacked the discipline Mark had, despite having immense talent. She said that if he had the discipline, he would have been able to play anywhere. The good thing is, he never once thought of leeching off his brother's fame. He paved his own path. His progress to fame is worth listening to, so keep watching. He worked hard for his fame, and by the time his brother retired in 2005, he was already on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Mark said while reminiscing about his brother, "I remember one time we were walking through the mall and some kids ran behind us, and I'm thinking, they must recognize me. Instead, one of them taps me on the shoulder shyly and asks, 'Can we take a picture with Escalade?' That was the first of what became many times where he was the one people wanted to meet." Troy only played 20 games for Louisville in the course of 2 years, but his average was 3 points per game and 1.6 rebounds per game in a reverse role. Before he played officially, he became well known in the basketball world through the And One mixtape tour. For those who don't know what it is, it's a traveling streetball exhibition he joined all the way back in 2002. Streetball is actually just basketball's cousin. This variation is typically played on outdoor courts and has less of a structure or even the rules. That's why it's a great format for players to showcase their own individual skills. Throughout his entire career, he struggled with weight problems, and his nickname, Escalade, was given to him after he became a popular fixture on the streetball circuit. Actually, he gave himself the nickname as a reference to this Cadillac SUV. After college, he spent some time with the Harlem Globetrotters and became a regular amidst the New York streetball scene. His mother said, "When streetball became available as a career, he jumped at it. Streetball was the place for him." and he did not work another day in his life. The reason he was determined on street ball was that his mother had urged him to pick a focus, telling him, "You're in college now, but at your size, you can't be a receptionist. No one is going to be comfortable arriving at a front desk and seeing you. You better find something you like and do that." And that's what he did. He found this thing and stuck to it like there was glue attaching him to the iconic orange ball. The magazine Jet described him as a street ball legend, and we couldn't agree more. Do you want to know something shocking? He was friends with Professor Live. He's a sort of coach who posts videos on his YouTube channel and to this day talks highly of the Escalade. He said, "He was so smooth, with great hands and touch. On the street ball level, people loved him because of the way he could pass and handle for a big guy. I don't think there's ever been anyone in street ball with his size that could move and handle as he did. People still love him. Just look today, his videos go crazy viral." He also said that 2003 to 2004 were his prime years, and there were so many times he did a flawless move and dunk in the same lane. Most guys would lose their balance after a move, but Escalade was always impressive, even at 400 pounds, according to the baller professor. These two were very close, and the professor was with Troy during the last few years of his life. He said that he would play a lot less because he was getting so out of shape. There would be seasons where he would be quite healthy, but then he never made major efforts to shed any weight. The professor talked to Mark, and they both agreed he wasn't going to change, unfortunately. His major struggle was always the weight. His dad would get paid, and then their whole family would go to McDonald's for Big Mac, and maybe that's what took a huge toll on his health. But according to Professor Live, he could still dominate the competition despite his size, since he had an incredible feel for the game. Troy was a wonderful man. The battle against his weight was a tough one for him. He was self-aware, and after overeating, he would often regret it, as he told the professor. His friends were supportive and even bugged him to go to the gym. Most of the times he would, but it wouldn't make much of a difference. Other than basketball, Troy worked as an advocate for STD prevention. What a talented and kind soul he was. Unfortunately, this kind and sweet soul departed us on 20th of February in 2011. He died in his sleep due to hypertensive heart disease. He may have left us, but his legacy remains within the hearts of basketball lovers. That's a wrap for the 500-pound monster NBA players fear. Which of these did you like the most? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for similar content. See you in the next one.